Бажаю здоров'я. Сьогодні Куп'янський напрямок, наші воїни, які тут досягають результатів для України. Багато росіяни говорили про Куп'янськ. Ми бачимо, я привітав хлопців, дякую кожному підрозділу, всім, хто б'ється тут, всім, хто знищує окупанта. Сьогодні надзвичайно важливо досягати результатів на фронті, щоб Україна могла досягати результатів в дипломатії. Саме так це працює. Всі наші сильні позиції всередині країни, сильні позиції в розмові щодо закінчення війни. Дякую кожному воїну. Пишаюся вами, дякую всім нашим сухопутним військам. Сьогодні виключно ваш день. Дякую, хлопці, слава Україні!
Who defeated the divisions of Hitler's Third Reich overseas to stop fascism abroad so that it could never be in power here in America. And we are the people who overcame peacefully and nonviolently the armed and elected thugs of Jim Crow to win voting rights and civil rights for each and every single American.
Very little data on inflation have been released since our meeting in October. Total PCE prices rose 2.8% over the 12 months ending in September, and excluding the volatile food and energy categories, core PCE prices also rose 2.8%. These readings are higher than earlier in the year as inflation for goods has picked up, reflecting the effects of tariffs.
Harry, how many United States military veterans have you deported?
Sir, we have not deported U.S. citizens or military veterans.
I don't believe you served in the military. I haven't either, but I think you and I can agree that as Americans, we owe everything to those who have served our country in uniform, particularly those who have served in combat. Do you agree with that?
Sir, I believe that people that are in this United States that are citizens have legal status here.
Madam Secretary, we are joined on Zoom by a gentleman named Se-Jun Park. He is a United States Army combat veteran who was shot twice while serving our country in Panama in 1989. Like many veterans, he struggled with PTSD and substance abuse after his service. He was arrested in the 1990s for some minor drug offenses, nothing serious. He never hurt anyone besides himself, and he's been clean and sober for 14 years. He is a combat veteran, a Purple Heart recipient. He has sacrificed more for this country than most people ever have. Earlier this year, you deported him to Korea, a country he hasn't lived in since he was 7 years old. Will you join me in thanking Mr. Park for his service to our country?
Sir, I'm grateful for every single person that has served our country and follows our laws.
Can you please tell Mr. Park why you deported him?
Every one of them needs to be enforced.
But you understand that many veterans struggle with PTSD, many veterans struggle with substance abuse challenges. This man took 2 bullets for our country. You have broad authority, by the way, as Secretary, to issue humanitarian parole, to do deferred action. Will you commit to at least looking at Mr. Park's case to see if you can help him find a pathway back to this country that he sacrificed so much for?
I will absolutely look at his case, but I want...
Do you agree that asylum is a lawful pathway to immigrate to this country? Yes or no?
There's an asylum program, yes, in place.
All right. So immigrants then with ongoing asylum applications are legally in this country, correct?
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Your question was?
Immigrants with ongoing asylum applications are legally in this country.
There are individuals in this country that have applications that...
And they are legally here because it's a lawful pathway, right?
It's a lawful pathway.
Okay, so if your department then deports anyone with an ongoing asylum application, you are violating the law, correct?
Joe Biden left us with...
I'm not asking about Joe Biden. I'm asking you a specific question. If your department deports anyone with an ongoing asylum application, you are violating the law. Is that correct?
It was greatly violated when they allowed...
I'm asking you.
People to come
I'm asking you.
Asylum applications.
Why are you filibustering? Why can't you answer the question? It's a simple question.
Your president,
if your department deports anyone with an ongoing asylum application, you are violating the law. Isn't that correct?
The asylum program was broken under the last...
Mr. Chairman, I will reclaim my time. She's not answering the question. But the obvious answer is that, yes, if you follow a lawful pathway, asylum is a lawful pathway. If you have an open asylum case, you are here lawfully. But the problem that we are seeing around the country is that you are not following the law. Don't tell us to change the law. If you don't like the asylum system, you change the asylum law. Bring it to us. We'll work with you. I think it needs to be changed. But you can't just decide that you're not going to follow the law, and asylum is a law, and deport people who have ongoing applications. Unfortunately, that is exactly what's happening. It's happening across the street from my office right in New York City.
But I think, again, these pictures, some of these photos are really disturbing. And I know we've put some out today. There are many others. And some of the other photos that we did not put out today are incredibly disturbing. Well,
wait a minute, Bill Clinton's and some of these new photos released with Epstein, don't release the files. We changed our mind. A whole bunch of new photos just got released from the Epstein estate, and there's a lot of rich and powerful people in them, to include Bill Clinton, Woody Allen, and other folk. And dumbass MAGA cultists think that we on the left are now going to change our mind about the Epstein files. No, motherfucker, release all the files, and anybody in that bitch, prosecute them. I had a chance to sit down with Congresswoman Yasemin Ansari from Arizona's 3rd District. She's on the oversight committee that released these files, and she says the photos that were released came from the Epstein estate, not the Epstein files, and it's only about a quarter of the photos they have, so a lot more yet to come.
It's so much that staff has only been able to review about a quarter of them. Extremely disturbing stuff. As you mentioned, many, many rich and powerful men in these photos. And I think for me, the most important question that comes from all of this is truly that it's becoming harder to argue for anyone that these men spent so much time with Jeffrey Epstein, and it's showing that their relationships were far more extensive than we maybe previously had thought. The White House continues to cover up the Epstein files. Donald Trump could release the files today, but he's refusing to do so.
And it's ironic, too, that he did that little last-minute flip. Oh, I don't care, release them.
Then release them.
Yeah, right. I love it. So I guess my last question here would be, not just Trump. We're seeing a lot of powerful people in these photos. Bill Gates, Woody Allen, Bill Clinton. Should we expect to see some pursuing of those individuals as well?
We've been very clear. We don't care what party you're from, how much power you have, how rich you are. If you were involved in abusing or raping women and girls or part of the cover up, then you will be held accountable. Some of those individuals already are on a list to come before Congress. And others like Larry Summers, we have seen now lose many of his positions and having to step back, which is the right thing, because it's clear that he had a very extensive and close relationship with somebody who at the time was already convicted of being a child sex trafficker.
What can we expect in, say, the next 7 days from this coming out of the Oversight Committee?
We're committed to transparency. So as soon as we have more photos or more documentation to share with the public in a safe way, we will continue to do so. I think, there's a lot more here, but also remember that we're getting closer to that deadline that by law, again, that Epstein Files Transparency Act, I think it's December 19th, Donald Trump has to release the files. And he's already, compelled by law in 2 forms now. So we are not, giving up on that. We are demanding the full release of the files. And the more we know about the estate, we will release to the public.
So everybody seems to be working hard. I thought we were going to have a little Christmas party and everybody's doing their homework. It said, I now, you did a great job. That's excellent. The only problem is I now have a little gray hair, but that's what I'm wearing. As she excelled in her studies, her confidence grew. There'll be a black female pilot, and it will be me. What else do people want to do? What do you want to do? You want to be a police officer. How about you? Be a doctor, that would be excellent. Then you could make people feel better. How about you?
I want to be like you.
Well, you know what? All I'm doing, right now, all I am is old. All right, everybody say cheese. All right. Cheese. Say Santa. Santa. Merry Christmas to you.
We're going to stay here when he leaves for the door.
Merry Christmas.
And then we're
Merry Christmas. Bye-bye. See you, sweetie. Oh.
All right, Renaya. All right. Thank you.
See you guys.
It's time for the trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John. Testing. Test, test, test. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. One of these days I'm going to get this right. Anyhow, good morning to you. It's 11:31 a.m. in the Pacific time zone. We're sitting at 61 degrees here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Daytime high expected to be 70 degrees. And I just want everyone to know we are about 15 degrees above average temperatures. Don't think it's always like this, but well, I guess this is the new normal. Maybe 70 in December is the new normal for Vegas. But we are about 15 degrees above average temperatures for this time of year. Just so you know, global warming is real. Global warming is the real deal. And yeah, hello, good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. I see some thumbs ups from Aaron West, so Aaron can hear me. Anyhow, I just had a breakfast sandwich, if you wonder what I was eating. And I look at here, I ate it off of my new plate, one of my new plates. An actual plate, not a paper plate. And boy, it did taste better. That 7-Eleven microwaved sausage, egg, and cheese croissant, it did taste better. You guys were right. So much better. Eating off of a real plate. I told you guys, I think I told you guys about the lady who was moving. I think she wanted to. I think she was wondering if I was interested in buying any of her things, like furniture and stuff like that. And I told her I was tapped out, and I am. I didn't have any money. And then she said, she ended up saying, well, she's going to give away some stuff, and if there's anything I needed, and I just said, well, I need like plates and pots and pans, and I really need a can opener. So then, like a week later, and I didn't see her for a week, and so I thought, oh, she just must have just didn't do it, or she just changed her mind or whatever. But all of a sudden, someone knocked on my door, and I opened the door, and there's all this stuff in the door, and then she was coming back and forth, making like a couple of trips from her car. She had a couple boxes and some big trash bags full of stuff, and I was like, oh my God, thank you, And I've been sort of unpacking this stuff and rewashing everything, but I got a bunch of plates and cups and glasses and silverware, so I don't have to use plasticware anymore. And then there was a box that just I guess it was yesterday. I opened this box. I didn't realize she gave me a coffee maker, which I already had my Keurig. But she gave me the kind that you have to like scoop the coffee grounds in. So I got 2 coffee makers. I don't know. Maybe I might take that one to Goodwill. I don't need 2, and I like my Keurig because it's quick and easy. But I might make a few cups of coffee out of the thing just to try it out. And there's a whole bag, another bag I haven't even opened yet. I don't even know what's in that one. There's still another big bag of stuff. But so anyhow, today for the first time I used one of. Now this is just, oops, this is just a small plate. I mean, this is like, she's got big plates and everything, So also, yeah, I remember I was showing you guys that big pot. There's also a smaller little pot that I found in there that will be probably more to my needs. I don't need to cook for a squadron. Anyhow, guys, thanks for being here. I see Fancy was first. Now I know really, 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 really early in the middle of the night, or not middle of the night, but I saw that Sandy Foltz was here, and actually there was some other person before Sandy Foltz, one of our regulars. I don't remember, but Fancy's here. Thanks, Fancy, for being here. Jolie's here. Danny Pomeroy is here. Thank you so much. Says hit the like for the truck, John's truck. Here we are in the driver's lounge, by the way. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. Then here's Sandy Foltz with an early $2 super chat. Yippee! That was before I put the goal up, so we're still 0 for 5 on the goal. But thank you so much, Sandy Foltz. I appreciate you. I gave you a thumbs up and a heart on that. Let's see. Danny Pomeroy says it's making ice today, 15 below tonight, freezer outside. Ooh, brr. Where are you at? Are you one of those upstate New York people we have in the chat? Here's Jolie. Yippee. Now, I would also like to take the time here to thank Jolie for turning Indiana around. I'm pretty sure Jolie had something to do with this. With the Indiana, I guess, state legislature basically telling the Trump administration to go fuck themselves in rejecting this gerrymandering that he wanted. So thank you, Indiana. Thank you, Jolie. I know you had a big part in that. So William's here. Hey, William, good to see you. Yeah, I was running a little late, as per usual. And to make matters worse, because here's what the deal is. It was like 7 till Hal was still on. I'm like, okay, I think I can run over to, because I hadn't made anything to eat, and I have to eat, otherwise my energy gets way low. And I don't have anything really that I can make quickly here. So I thought, okay, I can run over to 7-Eleven, grab a coffee and grab a breakfast sandwich and come back. And maybe I'll just be a few minutes late, but like 5 minutes late, I'm thinking. So I go in there and there's a fucking dude. Oh my God. One of these old dudes with the walker at the cash register and taking forever. And then he's like, I don't know, he was complaining about the prices. They didn't charge him the right price. And this is at a 7-Eleven. And there's usually not that many people in there, but the line, he was at the fucking cash register so long, there was actually a line of about 5 people. And people started yelling at him. Started yelling like, come on, dude, hurry up. You've been there for 10 minutes. And he's like, oh, sorry. We're like, I didn't say anything because I just didn't feel like getting involved in it. But there were people who were yelling at this fucker. And I was like, in agreement with them. So anyhow, that happened. Had this stupid fucker, I don't know, he was contesting a price or something on some shit that he bought at 7-Eleven. And then once they figured it out, then it took him another fucking 5 minutes to, like, I don't know, he's like counting his money or he's doing something. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. So there was that. So, and then finally, so I got home. So that's why I was a little later, sorry about that. But, gives you guys a chance to mingle in the chat room, in the driver's lounge. You guys really don't need me. This is the Hangout. This is the Hangout spot. And on Saturday specifically, this is a, House Sparks after show hangout. So you guys don't even need me. You guys can hang out and talk amongst yourselves. We got 31 watching, only 22 thumbs ups. So I am a little disappointed though, because we're acting like sort of like skeevy, scuzzy Republicans with our big deficit there. Let's get to be a little bit more like Democratic-like and get to at least a balanced budget on those thumbs ups. I do see that we're at 4,230 subscriptions. Thank you for all that have subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider. We'd like to get to 4,500, preferably before Christmas. That'd be a good Christmas present for me. Michael McAndrews is here. Hey, Michael, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Oh, thank you. DPD 5844 is here. Good to see DPD. DPD. Squirrel Girl with a truckiversary. Happy truckiversary, Squirrel Girl. Yippee. For 3 months. Squirrel Girl says, always a good time with Trucker John and trucklers. So thank you so much. Always glad to have you. Always good to see you in the lounge. DPD, TJ probably had a rough night. It wasn't too rough. I did get home kind of late. I did work last night. And that's the thing. I wanted to get an earlier start. The earlier the start, really, the better for me. Because that means I don't have, theoretically, it means I don't have to get home at 3 or 4 in the morning. And then try to do a show or whatever. So yesterday, what was yesterday? Friday, my intentions, they say good intentions or whatever, go to hell. Whatever it says. Oh, there's Michael McAndrews with a 20-month truckiversary. Michael McAndrews, yippee! Thank you so much. 20 months. Time is flying. Is Dumpy Stump in prison yet? Time is flying. Is Dumpy Stump in prison yet? It can't happen soon enough, Michael. But anyhow, so I had all the intentions of going to work. Like if I leave here around 1:30, get there, 2:30ish, 2:45, 3. That's plenty early enough for me to get to work, get the card, check it out, do everything I have to do, get out on the streets and start getting rides. And it makes such a huge difference because getting 15 rides like I did on Wednesday, you guys who watched my live stream, I got 15 rides and I had a pretty good night. Last night, okay, I ended up not leaving until about 3, leaving the apartment, maybe after 3, a little after 3. I caught the bus, and then the transfer bus, the bus I had to transfer to, it was supposed to be a 3-minute wait. Bus was supposed to be there. It didn't come for almost an hour. I think right around an hour I sat there. And I was seriously contemplating not going to work, just going home, saying fuck it. I didn't want to use Uber again. It's too expensive. I was like, but then I just made myself like, I was like, no, fuck it, just go to work, even if it's late, even if you're gonna be, really late, just do it. Anything you can make is better than nothing, So I waited at this fucking bus stop for an hour. And let me tell you, as soon as the sun went down, I don't know if this is the official sundown, but we have a big mountain range to the west of Vegas. And the sun, as soon as it was like 70 degrees when I left the apartment, 72 degrees, I think. By the time I got to that transfer station, the transfer for, the next bus stop, and I'm sitting there, and it was really nice out, and the sun, as soon as the sun went down, it went down at 4:25. I tell you, it dropped 10 degrees in like 5 seconds. It was all of a sudden it got really cold. Unfortunately, I have a little bag that I carry with me, and I had my sweatshirt in it, like a sweater they put on. But anyhow, so finally the bus comes at, I think it was like 5 o'clock or something from there. So by the time I get to work, what time did I get to work? It was like 6, after 6. By the time I check out, get the car and check it out, I think it was like 6:30 or it must have been 6:45. I must have got there after 6. Yeah, I get a car. So by the time I hit the streets, it's like 7 or something. And then, so for the night, I only got 8 rides in, and the difference of the amount of money you make, well, it's about half. The math checks out. It tracks. I made about half as much as I made on Wednesday. And I stopped driving. I think I started headed back to the yard at about, I think, around 12:30. Now I could have stayed out longer, but when you're taking the bus, I mean, it'd be different if I had a car and I would stay out and I could just drive home. It's 20 minutes. But when you have to think about a bus ride that's going to be 2 hours. So I don't like to stay out too much past 12:30 or 1 o'clock, because I know I'm not going to get home till 3 or 3:30 or 4, So that's why it's better for me to start earlier. The whole, plus you could get the more rides in. So I guess the bottom line is that what I'm trying to get at is that I'm trying to get used to being a bus rider. Hopefully that won't be forever, but someday I'll have a vehicle again. But it's a whole different way of life. I mean, you really have to plan your life, and it's taken me months. I've been here for a few months now, and I'm still, But I think I'm getting to it. I'm getting more and more. These last couple of weeks, I've been getting up off the couch and getting to the bus stop, and just I just got to get there earlier, and because it just makes for such a better day at work. If I make like last night, I did 8 trips. My fares were only like total fares $148. So you math wizards out there, 39. What's 39% of 148? I don't even know, but what's 50%? 70 something. So what did I make? $50, $55, $60? I don't even know. Plus, and then I only made like $30 in tips. On Wednesday, I had 15 trips. My total fares I think were what, $298 or something like that, and I had $70 in tips. I did the math on that one. I think my take home pay on the fares was like $87 plus the 70. So that was $157. This is round up to say 160, because it might have been 160 actually. So I made $160 on Wednesday for, I mean, I know this isn't like tycoon money. I know this isn't tycoon money. I know I'm not, but I'd rather make $160 than last night. I probably made all with tips and fares. What would I make? $70, $70, $80, and it's all because I mean, the main thing is about me getting there early enough to get those rides in, you know? Anyhow, so that's my little deal. Back to the chat. Josh Sees is here. Hey, always good to see Josh Sees. Danny Pomeroy says, do Americans understand what Republicans are selling for healthcare, age limits, speeding healthcare accounts, spending healthcare accounts? Americans 64 and up would get $1,500 in your spending account, and you pay the rest. Yeah, that's really. Is that their plan? Is that the Republicans' plan? I don't think anyone, even a maggot, would think that's a good deal, right? Are there any maggots out here in the audience? Speak up, or forever hold your peace. Are there any fucking maggots out there that think that's a good deal? What kind of healthcare? What can you get for $1,500? I mean, and they've had. This isn't new. I've heard this from the Republicans over the decades about get a health savings account. Just get a health savings account and put money in there. It wasn't like they were going to send you $1,500, but they're telling everybody that health saving accounts were better because you could stick money in there and then use that money with a a health issue occurs. How much money can the average person put in a health savings account? No more than what you could put in just a regular savings account. I mean, even if you're doing good and you had a few $1,000s in there or something, even if you had 10 grand in there, what the fuck is that going to get if you get cancer or you get a serious injury or serious illness? Those things are 6 and 7 figure fucking things, man. Some of these things. So it's ridiculous. And I'm hoping, I would hope that even the maggots know that that's ridiculous. Folks, we need a public option. We need fucking public option. We need healthcare for all. I don't like calling it Medicare for all because I don't like Medicare. I'm on Medicare now. They charge me $200 a month. They shouldn't be charging me anything. It should be free. It should come out of our fucking taxes, and it should just be all fucking free. I'm eating the thing that I bought, remember, on Wednesday. I'm just now eating the second one. I don't know what that makes me. I heard Liberal Dan talking about that he's a leftist and a socialist and all this kind of stuff. And so it got me to thinking, and I'm like, so what am I? I mean, I've always just thought of myself as a progressive liberal, and I've always sort of run those two things together, but apparently it's like one or the other. Either you're a liberal or you're a progressive or you're a socialist or you're a leftist. So what I always just say, I'm a fucking Democrat. I'm for fucking single payer universal health care. I'm for women having the right to make their own reproductive choices and bodily choices. I'm for good living wages for everyone. I'm for free college for state colleges. I'm for getting us off of fossil fuels and actually moving into the 21st century and advancing green technology, green renewable technology. I don't know, does that make me a leftist, a progressive, a liberal, all of the above? I don't give a fuck. I'm a Democrat. That's what Democrats are for. I don't know why I went on that tangent. I'm still trying to say hi to everybody in the chat. Aaron West is here. Aaron, good to see you. Thanks for being here. So we got Aaron and we have Jolie. So, you know what that means, folks. We're at full mod capacity. Full mod capacity. We're at full mod capacity. Squirrel Girl says seeing Roberts with Ghislaine is really eye-opening. I never saw that. I never did either. I saw it on, I think that was Threads or something. And so looky there. Fucking John Roberts getting all cozy with Jizz Face. No wonder she's in a club fed. No wonder. Anna Moore's here. Hey, Anna Moore, good to see you. Anna Moore says SCOTUS gave this man DJT immunity. They need to impeach him and his entire regime. DPD, now that's a cool president, or that's a president. God, how I miss these days. Yeah, Obama. I put that in there. I saw that. I was like, you know, I it's with mixed feelings because I don't mean to have us like, it's kind of like rubbing it in about how good we had it and how bad we have it now. We had it really good under Obama and Biden. I mean, things aren't perfect. And we didn't get everything we wanted under Biden or Obama. But when do we ever? But I can tell you what, I wasn't wondering every day if, the world was going to come to an end. So DPD says some people are saying that wasn't Roberts, but it sure as well looks like him. Maybe it's not. I was kind of hesitant about posting that actually because I didn't, I just did that right before the show. I put that together, and I didn't really verify it, and I probably should. I got burned on the other one where I posted one with I thought was Pam Bondi when she was young, and it wasn't her. But so I don't know. Well, let Roberts come out and defend himself then. Fancy says cool background. Yeah, I used this one the other day too. Happy holidays. Sandy Foltz, since some of that weather this way, it's snowing here. You can have the 70s. Look, I'm just saying that this is global warming. This is not normal to be 15, 16 degrees above normal like this. This is not a good sign. Every winter, the past few winters, I've been saying this because our winters have been warming up. And I'm like, God, help us for summer. And each summer has been getting hotter and hotter. DPD says, nice plate. Aaron West, 54 in Raleigh, North Carolina. But going down to 9 degrees tomorrow night. Oh, my God, single digits. Wes Webb says, God's greatest blessing to global warming and fuck the fuck out of you. Wow. Wow, Wes Webb just coming out of the chute. Just coming in hot, right? Way to go, Wes Webb. Big Hook is here. Big Hook says Washington State and BC, I guess that's British Columbia, are getting flooded by the so-called non-existent global warming climate effects of extreme weather. Yep. Wes Webb, I'm at 8 degrees and hate anybody warmer. Oh, he's grumpy. Wes is grumpy because he's freezing his fucking ass off. Get that space heater cranked up, dude. Sit on the fucking space heater, I guess. No, I hope you guys stay warm. That's cold. That's when pipes start bursting and all kinds of shit. So cover up your pipes. Maybe keep the faucet open a little bit, let the water kind of run through there, all that kind of shit, right? Daddy Pomeroy says there's no secondhand store places in $1 million properties. John, laughing my ass off. I'm not sure what that meant, but Anna Moore says they're expecting snow in New Jersey. Sandy Folds, I was first. All right, Sandy. David Weiss from Denver says it's headed to 65 today. Dry snow drought continues. Might wait till January to ski. See, this is when we're all fucked up, you know. Denver isn't getting any snow in fucking December. Aaron West is punchy today. Yeah, I think he is. Julie, it was all me. Yeah, about the Indiana state legislature saying nope, not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent. By the way, I heard Hal Sparks say that Jim Ward, rest in peace, Jim Ward. That was he used to be on Stephanie Miller's show, and he did a lot of voices. Very funny guy. Hal Sparks said that when people do impressions of Arnold Schwarzenegger saying and things of this nature, that was all Jim Ward. That Arnold Schwarzenegger never said that. He's wrong. I've heard. That's where I got it from. Was from Arnold's. I got it from the horse's mouth. I got that from Arnold Schwarzenegger on the Tonight Show, saying and things of this when he was the governor. We're gonna do things of this nature and things of this nature. That was not Jim Ward. That was actually Arnold Schwarzenegger. So just a correction there for Hal. You know, as we are wont to do here on the Trucker John show, is issue corrections. And it says that looks like a nice China plate. I don't know if these are China. There's no markings on it. This is not China. I mean, it's made in China, but probably. Oh, wait. Let's see. Yeah, there's like nothing. Yeah, there's like nothing on there. So I don't know. Let's see. Michael Andrews says it's 12 degrees. Yeah, I know you guys are cold. But that's what global warming does. It makes things hotter than they're supposed to be, and it makes things get more extreme than they should be, cold or hot. You know? Sandy Fold says Charlie Kirk's wife was on the news telling how hard things have been going to raise her kids without her husband. You know, yeah, you know, as far as that's concerned, yeah, it's awful what happened. It's awful that her husband was murdered. They have 2 very young children. And so for that, you know, I I have empathy. But Erica Kirk just needs to then just stay home and take care of her kids. And she doesn't need to be going on all these shows and being she's so like melodramatic. Is that the word? There's just something about her that's just very fake. I'm not saying the part about her raising her kids and that's not fake or whatever, but or maybe it is. Maybe it's not difficult. I mean, I think she's very wealthy. That helps a lot. Um, but other than that, other than the actual tragedy of what happened, I really don't give a fuck about Erica Kirk. I mean, like I said, I think what happened is awful, and I wish nothing but the best for her raising her kids. But as far as the whole, what is it, Talking Points USA or whatever the fuck it is, and that whole organization, and they're just they were basically started and funded by big Russia money and big right wing money that propped up Charlie Kirk. Now the organization is worth hundreds of millions of dollars, I guess, and they're infiltrating. They've been infiltrating colleges and now high school campuses and just trying to indoctrinate high school age kids and college age kids into being just fucking right wingers, and doing so by using Christianity under the guise of being a God-fearing Christian, and acting like, in Charlie Kirk and I guess Erica's case, of being so humble that they give their lives to Christ, and all they want to do is convert people to Christ and to be saved, so that when they die they'll go to heaven. But meanwhile, there's all the talk by Charlie Kirk about how he wouldn't want to get on an airplane if he saw a black pilot. And we've seen all the other very racist and misogynistic things that he has said. And then I've had people tell me, well, those are taken out of context. You gotta see the whole thing, not just that little clip. I went back, I looked at the full clips. It's still racist and misogynistic. It's all a game. It's all a trick. This whole Christianity thing is just, even if people don't become Christians, it's just just to show that, hey, I'm a God-fearing man. I'm a man of God. They're using that to sucker people in, young, high school and college age kids, into their movement, which is a very hateful, bigoted, racist, misogynistic organization, and that was all propped up by big right-wing foundations, and it leads back to Russia. It's funny how all these things, they always lead back to Russia. There's always Russia money, Russia influence, and these kids are falling for it, and they're getting brainwashed, and they're listening to now Candace Owens, and she's another one. This is another person who's fake. She's totally fake because she's not stupid, but the things that she says are really stupid. All of this Charlie Kirk, conspiracy theory shit, and it's all ridiculous and it's stupid. But she's not stupid. She's doing that for clicks. She's doing that to build her audience. That's all that is. And people are falling for it. I know people who think Candace Owens is very, very good, very spot on. And she's not. She is putting out garbage, total garbage. And people are buying it because people are gullible, extremely gullible. Even smart people that I know that are smart and intelligent in their education, in their schooling, and that they're buying this garbage because they're fucking gullible. Fancy says, yeah, I like the taxi live streams too. I've been meaning to do, I was going to do one last night. And that's another thing. I was going to do one last night, and then it was like I got a late start. And then I was also trying to do, I have this other game that I do, this game. And I was trying to coordinate with that last night. And that didn't go over well either. Well, I was trying to work. I was trying to coordinate this game. It's like a live, Jolie knows of it, where we do these races and stuff. I was trying to coordinate that, and then I was going to do a live stream, and then the next thing you know, I'm just out, getting rides, and I was like, I just didn't have time to do it, to set it up and do it. But we'll do some more of those live streams, even though it's weird. It's just the camera angle's not good. You're not really seeing anything, but we'll do those. Maybe we'll do those like once a week or something. And if actually, I get more views on those than I do on this show. We got 40 watching right now. We might get a total of a couple hundred people that come in and check it out for a second or a few seconds and go, this sucks, and they leave. The taxi thing, it's kind of the same thing. I think a lot of people, they check it out and then they leave because it sucks. But it'll get six, like that one I got. It got 649 views or something. So I get more views on the taxi thing than I do this. So maybe I should just start doing those more. If I, talking about getting views. I mean, we're all in this game to get views and clicks, I guess. When we're creating, us creators, us YouTube creators, we do want views and we want clicks, and we try to think of little. I don't like to get all clickbaity, but we try to think of little interest. You want to, I'm not, and obviously I'm not good at this game. But a lot of people have a really good thumbnail game, and the thumbnails bring people in, or they have really good at titles, and just a title could bring people in, or whatever, So we're all trying to do what we can to get people in. I mean, if you're building a channel and you're monetized, you obviously want to get views and clicks and subscribers and all that stuff. But I'm not going to. I mean, that's as far as I'll go is try to make a catchy thumbnail and a title. Maybe I'll throw House Sparks' name in the title every now and then, and I'll get an extra couple hundred views. That's about as far as I'm willing to go. I'm not going to start espousing made-up conspiracy theories about Charlie Kirk. Although, maybe I should. I don't know. I try to, but I guess my bottom line is I try to have some level of integrity or something. Is that a certain level of integrity, Aaron says the big meeting is Friday at 10 a.m. where they are going to offer everyone a voluntary separation incentive. They have the nerve to call it a kickoff. Wow. So basically, it's like a severance package, I guess. I'm just kind of skipping down. I know I'm not sure how far behind. I don't have the official timekeeper. 56 Nick Rich, our official timekeeper, has not shown up today, so I'm completely lost. Danny Pomeroy, I watched you one night for a while. Was that on the cab, I guess, in the cab? Santa Dog is here. Is that Damon Dog? I can't see the little icons are so tiny. I can't really tell. That might be Damon Dog. I don't know. Oh, okay. That's got to be Damon Dog. Says yes, Aaron West. I changed it to Santa for the next couple of weeks. Santa Dog, the big dog, is here. All right. Good to see Santa Dog. Teresa TAK is here. Hey, Teresa, good to see you. Thanks for coming into the driver's lounge and hanging out with us for a little bit. I guess Susie Jones is here because I see Teresa saying thank you, Susie Jones. So thank you, Susie Jones, for being here. I do appreciate you. 007 Kevin, the Troll Slayer, is here. Hey, Troll Slayer, thanks for coming on in. Thanks for coming on in to the driver's lounge. And here I see Michael McAndrews, $10 super chat. Yippee! Thank you, Michael McAndrews. I appreciate you. There's a thumbs up for you and a heart. Michael says, I hope everyone's doing okay. As do I. I hope everyone's doing all right. Well, thank you, Michael. Appreciate you for that. Big Hook, your good days have to supplement your bad days. Yeah, but the thing is, well, that's true, I guess. But the thing is that, I mean, the math. I mean, the math is there. I mean, it's obviously I'm going to make more money if I do 15 trips instead of 8 trips. I'll do twice. I'll make twice as much money. And what my point was, my point is that I need to get to work earlier so I can get the 15 trips in, and I can do it. I just have to do it. Because making the money that I make off the 8 trips, that's not enough for me to survive, really, or live off of. But off of the money that I make off the 15 trips, I could do fine. So that's my point. Is I need to do, and just 3 days a week, by the way. Not 5 days a week, not 6 days a week, not 7 days a week. This is just 3 days a week. But my energy levels, I'm 65 years old, and I'm finding that my energy has dropped. And it's hard for me to get going. It's hard for me to get up off this fucking couch and go and do what I got to do. And I need to just get over that and work through it. This is only 3 days a week, and I'm a part-time flex. I'm not really supposed to work more than 30 hours a week. I can do more than 30 hours a week if I want to, but they keep track of your hours, and they break the year up into 2 6-month periods. So for each 6-month period, I think you can do, I think it's 1,380 hours. So I could work 50 hours, 60 hours, 80 hours, whatever in a week. I can work as many hours as I want. But as soon as I get to 1,380 and the 6 months period isn't over yet, then I can't drive. So if I use all my hours up in the first 2 months, that means for 4 months I can't drive. And they don't want you to do that. They don't want you to be just idle for 4 months, even though it doesn't really cost them anything other than, I guess, a position that they could be having. They could be filling that seat with somebody who's going to be driving. So I hired on as a flex. I could have hired on as a regular, but again, talking about my energy levels being low, I didn't feel like getting into a regular 5-day a week, 12-hour a day shift. 12-hour a day shift. Let me repeat that. These are 12-hour shifts that the regulars have, the full-timers have. And I just didn't feel like doing that. So I went the part-time flex route, which is I can come in any day I want, any hours I want. Just the requirements were they said that they would like me to come in at least one day a week and work at least 6 hours. That was the bare minimum requirement. And then the thing about the 30 hours a week and the 1,380 hours per 6-month period. So all I'm talking about is 3 days a week, and I'm having difficulty doing that, and I need to get my energy levels up. And the fact that I'm relying on a bus, and it's all the way across town where I work, on the other side of town. I'm on the east side. I'm out on Boulder Highway. The job where I have to go is way on the west side, a few miles west of the strip, out that way. So relying on the bus issue is the biggest thing. The transportation issue is the biggest thing of being my sort of deterrent, I guess, or what's really holding me up. But like I said, I'm getting used to it more and more. These last week or so, I've been, and that's why I cut down on the amount of shows, because I felt like doing these shows were kind of taking up a lot of time and energy, and that's why on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I stopped doing the shows on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because I just felt like it would impede me from going to work on time. But as I found out, I still don't go to work any earlier, except for on Wednesday I did. So I might go back to doing the Monday, Wednesday, Friday show, but it might just be like an hour, like an hour show, and then I'll go to work or something. I just saw that Taylor Swift turned 36. Can you believe that? 36 is like pushing 40. I mean, it makes me feel so old, because I remember when she was only like 18, right? Or even younger, when her first little hits that she had, her little country hits. I feel like, we've seen her grow up, and now she's like pushing 40. She's mid-30s now. It's just amazing how time flies, isn't it? Manda the Pivot's here. Hey, Manda, good to see you. Manda says, just one of my monthly meds costs $1,700. Yeah. Going back to those health savings accounts. And they're going to give you $1,500, like a one-time payment of $1,500. It'd be one thing if it was $1,500 a month. That might work, I guess. I don't know. It'd be better. It'd be certainly better than a one-time payment of $1,500. Now go and have your health care. In good health, be you. Here's your $1,500. One-time payment. Danny Pomeroy says, this is how stupid our government is. You put $2 million in the spending account, fools with options to invest 1/3 in stocks and bonds. Only damn fools would pay for itself, because leftover go to government. Luck Dragon's here. Hey, Luck Dragon, good to see you. Luck Dragon says, 5-timer. This is going to be one of those weird posts, isn't it, that I'm not going to understand? 5-timer, and then a fire emoji and I guess some sort of car or something, or police car maybe, I don't know. And then another little emoji. I can't see these things. I don't, what is it, an ambulance? I don't even know. Roads and teachers, everything else should be handled by the state and local council. Okay. Still don't know what you're talking about, but okay. Darkly Yours is here. Hey, Darkly Yours, good to see you. Merry Yuletide, truckers. And a Merry Yuletide to you as well. And more, we need a single payer healthcare plan like Bernie suggested, and Bernie's not the only one who suggests that. I was suggesting it way before Bernie. I've been in favor of single payer healthcare since the 90s. DPD 5844 says, TJ, are you considered a gig? No, I'm not a gig worker because I'm a company. I'm a W-2. I'm not a 1099. I'm not a gig worker. Ride shares gig. Uber and Lyft, those are gigs. I'm a taxi cab. I have a permit. I had to get a permit. I had to go through an extensive process with the taxi cab authority with background checks up the yin yang. I mean, they do background checks with Uber too, but I mean, this is like background checks like I've never seen before. I mean, yeah, I'm not a gig worker. I'm a W-2 employee. Petrazi 1920. Good to see Petrazi in the driver's lounge. Santa Dog says, by the way, my new selfie stick tripod is awesome. Really strong magnet. Expand to 6 foot tall, very sturdy. Cool. I see a lot of people using those now. I might have to get me one of those. Petrazi says, it's a beautiful, cold, snowy day in Kentucky. Fancy bought one of those, I guess, selfie stick tripod. And Fancy says that it's too heavy and makes it tip over. So that sucks. Wes Webb, you're a dick. That's all I got to say. Sandy Foltz says there's a rumor going on that Josh Allen's wife is pregnant, but if she is, Josh is not the dad. Haley was cheating on him with a black guy. Wow, Sandy just spilling the tea over here, I guess. I'll say it again. Wes Webb is a dick. Santa Dog Big Dog says he had one like that. This new one is way sturdier. Got it for $23 on Amazon. Victive brand, 70-inch one. Look, Dragon, we need to stop calling it global warming. It's global weather crisis. It's getting colder in certain places and hotter in other places. This is not normal. Will it make a difference? I have a feeling that nothing's going to happen until it's too late. Until half the world gets killed from it. Before some of these thick-headed assholes would finally go, oh, yeah, I guess it really is real. DPD 5844 says, did anyone see the picture of on Epstein's desk with what appeared to be a woman passed out? Can you imagine walking into an office or anywhere being confronted by that? I didn't see that. I don't think I saw that. Is that the one with Bannon sitting on one side? Maybe I just didn't notice. MJ Daniels is just north and south of us here in Olympia. The flooding is at historic levels and more rain is coming. Yeah, Big Hook was mentioning all the flooding and everything. Yeah, it's crazy. West Webb, go smoke another bowl, dude. Yeah, and Fancy 12 noon. Thank you. So I'm 29 minutes behind you, guys. I'm 29 minutes behind. Now I could go here to get a thing here. Wes says, too heavy. Johnny loves me. He loves me. You're a dick. Jolie says, I'm out in the snow right now. It's beautiful. See, Jolie's having fun with the snow. So screw you, Wes Webb. So yeah, I'm kind of skipping down a little bit here. Santa Dog says, Jolie, if you make some snow cream, use the yellow snow. It has way more flavor. Josh Sees is here. Hey, good to see Josh Sees. Johnny Katz is here. Johnny Katz says, and once there's a sufficient amount of fresh water diluting the salt in the ocean, we will fall into an ice age. But there you go. There you go. And all of a sudden, sounds like a playground out here. There's a bunch of kids. And usually, this place is quiet as a church. Michael McAndrews says we had the last of the leaves piled high on the street, and then it snowed. 6 inches accumulated. Lucky they came and picked up the mountain of snow and leaves yesterday. Danny Pomeroy, don't use it in the microwave oven, John. You get sick. Don't use this plate? Well, it's too late because that's where I warmed up my sandwich on. So please don't infuse false information on my chat. I have no idea if what you said is even true. And you don't know if it's true. You don't know what my plate, if that plate's going to get me sick or not. All right, scrolling down. Man of the Pivot, they're groomers. Might be talking about the Kirks and all that shit, maybe. Roxanne79 is here. Hey, Roxanne, good to see you. Thanks for popping on in. Always good to see you. Hey, we have 43 watching, 45 thumbs up. So we are acting a lot more like good Democrats now with that slight surplus, a slurp plus. Susie Jones, I think EK is so evil. She's been involved in illegal adoptions in Romania. Yeah, that whole story, it's all that's really suspect, right? She was in handling was it adoption or something? And there was a general, a US general involved and all kinds of shit. Yeah. She's not the pristine, perfect little Christian angel that she wants to portray herself as. And all these fuckers are connected, you know? All right, just skipping down a little bit. Santa Dog. I like the meme. She's not using, God's not using her. She's using God. Yeah, exactly. Big Hook says the fact that Erica is more involved with keeping the Turning Point grift than focusing on her kids is the giveaway of her character. Yeah, she should just be totally focused on her kids right now. And you know, if that's a problem, she's saying that's really hard and difficult, then that's where she should be focusing on. Santa Dog, Powerball $1 billion tonight. If I win, ... You're going to have the best e-trike the money can buy. Big Hook, she and Russell Rapey Brand are the epitome of what mental illness manifests into: constant paranoia and delusions of grandeur falling into the conspiracy theory conundrum. Well, I think it's all fake. I think they know. I think even Russell Brand knows it's the shit that he spews. He knows it's bullshit. They know it's bullshit. I don't think that they're crazy in that sense. They know they're putting out lies and bullshit. They don't care. They just don't care. Because all they want is clicks. And when you're talking about clicks that they get in the millions, certainly hundreds of thousands, and have millions of followers, so-called. Russell Brand, a lot of his might be fake bots, but they generate a lot of income off that. So I don't think that they're just saying it because they're crazy. I think they're saying it because they know that that's what gets clicks. Apparently, that's what gets followers and to the numbers that they get it at. Because they're pandering to the crazies. They draw in the crazies. That's how Alex Jones has been so successful. He's like a crazy magnet. All right, let's see here. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights is here. Hey, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Every now and then I'll see Daniel Berry Sports Highlights pop up in another chat that I'm just watching, and I'm like, oh, I know that guy. So thanks for coming on in. I appreciate you. Christina Weibel is here. Hey, Christina. Thanks for being here. Danny Pomeroy, John, drink way more water products and way less carbs. You will notice over time. I try to make a habit of not drinking more than one Coke a day. Sometimes I'll have two. Aaron West, 12-hour shifts, no way. Oh, yeah. That's a regular shift. Big Hook. I wasn't lecturing you, TJ. I'm currently in the same situation. I make just enough to stay above water. Well, I just want to make it clear. I know you weren't lecturing me. I just want to make it clear. I wasn't. I don't know. But yeah, I get it. Christina Weibel, I got a new T-shirt today. I'm going to show it off tonight. Jolie says, Wes hitting that weed vape early today. Yeah. Yeah. DPD, TJ, you're 65. You need to rest. I've gotten plenty. I think I've gotten plenty of rest. These last few months, I've done nothing but rest, I think. To the point where I was just so comfortable and content on my beautiful little couch that was a dumpster save, because it didn't actually go in the dumpster. And I get so comfortable and cozy on that couch that I just don't want to get up and leave the house, the apartment. That couch has turned out to be my downfall. Look, all I got to do is go 3 days a week. It's not like I'm doing 5 or 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. I'm only doing 3 days a week, and I'm not doing 12 hours. To get those 15 rides, what on Wednesday? I think I only worked 8 hours. I think it was like about an 8-hour deal. About 8 hours, I think. I could do that. I should be able to do 8 hours for 3 days a week. Is what I'm trying to say. But anyhow, it's just a matter of, I am sort of a creature of habit, and I think I've sort of gotten in the habit of just laying around here. But I can change that by making the habit that I go to work 3 days a week, and I do it early enough to get those 15 trips. That's my goal. My goal now is 15 trips a day. Even though last night I only did 8, but it was like 12:30 at night, and I was like, wow, it took me 5 hours to get 8, and I need to do another 7. I'd be there till 5 in the morning or whatever, or longer. So that's why I need to get an earlier start. And Danny Palmer says, yeah, 12 hours, 5 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, plus time and a half after 8 hours in any day, double time Saturdays. That's 78 hours a week. And I don't even know if the taxi company, I don't even think they pay double time and hours on none of that shit. Like if you want to work an extra day, like for the regulars, okay, they have their regular schedule is a 5-day schedule, whatever that is, whatever those days are. But they can request to work extra days. If they want to work 6 or 7 days, they can request it, and if it's granted, they can do it. And I think it always gets granted, but I think they're just still getting the percentage of the fares and their tips. I don't think cab drivers are getting overtime pay. There's just no overtime pay for a cab driver. I don't think there's double time or any of that shit for cab drivers. We got a $50 Walmart card the other day. I guess that was our little Christmas gift, which I used. And I used it, and I bought steaks with it. I was like, hey, I got this free $50. I might as well buy some good shit. So I just bought some ribeyes and some other steak. I forget what it was. But I just spent the whole $50 on steaks. I didn't want to spend $50 on butter and cheese and shit and bread. I didn't get very many steaks, by the way, for $50. I got, I think, a package of 2 ribeyes and another package, a couple packages of these little like strip steaks or whatever they were. That pretty much killed the whole 50. So. And then I did buy. There was a little bit left over. I was trying to utilize the whole 50. I think I did get some cheese or something with the rest. Walter Makarovich is here. Hey, Walter, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Haven't seen you in a while. Walter says, hey, Trucker John, hope all is well. I like your thoughts about false prophets and MAGA, but there are good ones that expose MAGA completely. Check out Amy Hawk. Sometimes she is good. Amy Hawk. I'll have to make a mental note of that. So let's see. What time is it? Is BB coming on at 1? Maybe I should make a point. Oh, he comes on Sundays, huh? So Boston Brian's not on today, right? Or is he? Because he seems like he's on every fucking day. I was just gonna say, maybe I should make a point of ending the show, and we could just go right over to Boston Brian. But I guess he's not on today, right? He's on Sunday. I'm just trying to look. I don't see him, so I don't see anything upcoming. Let me just check real quick. Okay, well, guess I don't have to do that today then. Well, Amy Hawk. Okay, I'll try to remember to check that out. But my point is, many of these people, Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk, they're phonies, they're frauds. And they're backed up by Russia money, and they're backed up by Heritage Foundation money and shit like that. David White says, when I drove Yellow Cab Checker in Minneapolis, I ran dog shift of 12 hours, 5 days a week, made good money, and could take naps in the back bench seat. Yeah, you can do that. You can find a place to park. I see drivers do. I don't see them in the back seat, but I see drivers just they find a place to park. They lean the seat back and take a little nap. Yeah, you could do that. Like if I was in my 40s or even my 50s, I could probably still do that. To tell the truth, but now I'm 65 and I just don't have the energy for that, or the stamina. Maybe it's stamina. Things happen as we age. We can still do a lot of shit, but we just can't maybe do it as much as we used to once be able to do. What was that old Toby Keith song? I could do. No, I won't even try. Someone in the chat will probably put that in there. Wes Webb, you crack me up. But you're still a dick. Karen Ames is here. Hey, Karen, good to see you. Thanks for being here. From the Victor Valley. Josh C says someone could make a Wes Webb is a dick song for TJ. Wes Webb is a dick. Wes Webb is a dick. He thinks he's got a big stick, but he's just a little dick. Boom, boom, boom. Anyhow, Kristen Weibel says, yes, John, that's the one. And I don't even remember what I was talking about. That's what happens. Okay, I'm skipping down a little bit in the chat because I know I'm like 30 minutes behind. Rita Ward's here. Hey, Rita, good to see you. Good to see you, Rita Ward. I'm excited because I got tickets to watch the finals of Stranger Things at the movie theater. Ooh, that sounds like fun. That does sound like fun. I gotta say, if I do say so myself. I'm hoping this second half of this thing is going to be a lot better than the first half of this final season. And I think the little cliffhanger, the little thing that how they ended it was kind of cool. And I'm like, oh shit, shit's gonna get real. It's gonna get real now. So anyhow, Aaron West says my boyfriend is not excited about paying $20 to see Stranger Things in the movie theater when we already pay too much for Netflix. But you can still see it at home, right? You don't have to go to the theater, right? They're gonna have it on both, I think. I hope. New God first, Scat Tower. I don't know what that means. Don't know what that's all about. Read a word. I'm going to miss Stranger Things. Well, I watched the show and I'm like, it's these things can't go on forever. It's good that things come to an end. They can't go forever. DPD5854 says Barry Weiss is going to platform Kirk tonight on CBS. I hope that no one watches these two puntas. Big Hook says thanks everyone for the birthday wishes. If I missed anyone, it wasn't purposeful. Appreciate anyone. Well, happy birthday, Big Hook. I didn't wish you happy birthday because I didn't know it was your birthday. So happy birthday to Big Hook. Big Hook. Happy birthday to you, Big Hook. Wayne Gowen. Now I know you've told me how to pronounce your last name, and I always forget. But Wayne Gawain is here. Wayne Gowen. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you for coming on in. Read the word. Russell Brand is a predator too. Yeah, but then he's got that also. And I wonder if he's ever gonna, if he's been brought up on criminal charges. I wonder if he's ever gonna see the inside of a jail cell. These things tend to drag out, Santa Dog says my Wi-Fi went from $80 a month to $110 in 1 month. Why? Yeah, why would tariffs affect the Wi-Fi? I wonder. DPD 5844. I did see this. It says 2 soldiers were killed and an interpreter were killed in Syria, and the orange pedophile is planning on retaliation against ISIS. And here we fucking go. He's been waiting to wag the dog. That's what this whole Venezuela shit's all about. That's all wagging the dog bullshit. It's all about distraction from what's going on with him. Truly all it is. Karen Ames says cozy couches are called evil couches because you end up falling asleep on them when you're wide awake. Yeah, this couch, very evil. Very, very evil. I need to just not even sit on it or lay on it unless I'm just going to be down for the count. Big Hook says it's routine. You have to force yourself and then it gets easier. I am out of sorts since my Achilles injury. Yeah, so you're going to have to, once you're all healed up and then you got to get back in the routine. Josh C says, Spock, I've been saying TJ needs a rickshaw. I don't need a rickshaw. And I don't think I've ever heard you say that before, by the way. Karen Ames says, we have a new Amazon distribution center by us, and electric company told us that our neighborhood pays part of their electricity. Oh, nice. Maybe Amazon should give you some nice discounts then. Yeah, 5 hours to get 8. It can take a while sometimes. There must be fucking 10,000 cabs out here at any given moment. Who knows? Maybe more. Plus, you got rideshare and Lyft, and now you got Zooks, which is an automated thing, and you got all the shit. So, yeah, that's how long it took. That's how long it takes. DPD54, no TJ, he's not, and I don't know what that's about. You know, once I skipped down and everything, and I said something a half an hour ago, I don't remember what it was about. But anyhow, that's the way it goes. Like I can go to the most current here. Ruben Michaels, good to see you. Says I am hold up with a broken shoulder. Ouch. Yeah, and Aaron said ouch. Yeah. So that's the most current up there, but I'm down here, half hour behind you. Luck Dragon says change one thing. If you can change your entire timeline and how you sleep at night, shock your body with another realm. Luck Dragon wrote that. Well, I definitely need to, yeah, go to bed earlier and do, yeah, the whole set everything back a little bit. Big Hook says Canada is cutting ties and moving towards alternative customers in Asia and Europe. Aluminum tariffs we sell to Germany instead and to Asia. Same with oil and natural gas. New markets tariff free. You know, I hate to say it, but that's what they're going to have to do. I mean, I'm an American. I want us to have, you know, a good economy, but under Trump, we're not going to have it. And so these countries, they're going to do what they got to do. They're not going to bow down to Trump. And this is a global economy, and that people are able to trade with other countries. So, you know, if Trump gets pissed off about it, well, it's his own fault. Trump started all this shit. Unnecessary. This is all unnecessarily this shit that he did with these tariffs and shit. This is all self-inflicted. Josh sees strangle things. Is that about the Tate brothers? Suzanne for Recipe is here. Hey, Suzanne, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. TV2 Live is here. Hey, TV2 Live. You still got the countdown going? I know TV2 was doing a countdown for. Was it for the? Now I don't remember the countdown. Was it for the midterms? I think. Been a while since I've come across that. I'm just looking down at the chat here. Mr. Spock is here. Mr. Spock says, I can't find a Festivus poll. This sucks. The goo? Yeah, okay, BB's not on today. Yeah, because I was just thinking, oh, it's 1 o'clock. Maybe I should just throw the show over to there. Fancy's back. Glad you're back. Well, I think I did skip down a lot. Karen Ames says these countries know it's time. Time is limited for Trump, and no Americans are fed up. I think some are biding their time to see what we do and are doing what they need to do. Yeah, yeah, they're riding it out. They know Trump is not going to be even if he lives to be 90. He's only going to be in office for until 2020. Well, January of 2029. They got to ride it out for these next few years. They can find other trading partners in the meantime, you know. But still, that's just time wasted. Like, I mean, like everything. All of these Republicans that have set us back every single time, going back to even to Reagan and the Bushes and Trump, and then we get a Clinton and an Obama and a Biden, and we make some steps forward, and then we get these loons in, these loony Republicans in, and they move us back, and then it's just makes it so that these are years and years and years it's going to take to get where we should be. That's the frustrating thing. That's the most frustrating thing, I think. Karen Ames, I'm giving him 3 to 4 months at best. Yeah, a lot of people. I know that Hal had that one guest on. It said 3 to 5 months. You know, whatever it is, I don't know, but we're still going to be dealing with Republicans in the office of the White House, the presidency. We're still going to be dealing with what's his face, Mike Johnson or whatever the fuck his name is. You know, we're still dealing with these assholes for the next few years. Hopefully, we can hold these fuckers at bay if we have a huge blue nami next November. Hopefully, we can at least, you know, keep them in check. Susan 470 says Ford should not have pardoned Nixon. Well, but that's the only reason he was selected to be VP, because that was the deal, I guess. You know. That was the deal. You get to be president, but you have to pardon me. Julie says, I actually really like mushroom coffee, despite the fact I hate mushrooms. I don't think I've ever had mushroom coffee myself. Truth be told. Karen Ames says, MTG plans on ousting Little Mike before she leaves. I heard about that. I wonder if that will be successful. And again, whoever they replace him with is going to be just as bad if it's a Republican. And they're not going to put a Democrat in there. Karen Ames, it looks good about taking back the House. In the midterm congressional elections next fall, next November, I think we absolutely have I think it's almost without a doubt we're going to take the House, and I think the Senate is in play too. I mean, we're seeing things like Miami getting a Democratic mayor for the first time in 30 years. We're seeing all these special elections. There was another one in Georgia where a Democrat won what was previously a Republican district. We're seeing it over and over and over again. Things that were and by big margins and big kind of flips in the in what would be heavily Republican and going and winning for the Democrats. We're seeing a lot of that. So I think that Senate is really in play also. I think we have a good shot at taking the Senate also, and that would be great if we could have both chambers of Congress. Rita Ward, I'm addicted to Chex Mix. What are you addicted to? I'm not sure if I'm addicted to anything. I just kind of eat the same things over again. I mean, could I say I'm addicted to In-N-Out? I had In-N-Out last night. But I don't think I'm addicted to it because I don't eat it every day. I don't like eating the same things every day. But I'll have In-N-Out maybe a couple times a week. So that might be my closest thing to it. I don't think I'm addicted to that. I don't think I'm addicted to anything. Big Hook says Republican voters are like racist, degenerate gamblers. They give all their money to bookies on who give it to their billionaires. Well, you lose every time, but you keep beating the dead horse, hoping. I don't think that's it. Republican voters. I think they agree with the candidates, the Republican candidates and the Republican office holders. They agree. I think they agree that women should not be able to have an abortion if they want one. They agree with that. They buy the argument that Democrats are weak on defense and that Republicans are stronger on defense. They buy that shit. They don't think that gay people should be allowed to marry and that marriage is only between a man and a woman. And that's the shit that they vote. That's what they vote on. They don't believe that just because they don't believe that people of the same sex should be allowed to get married, that other people should be able to make that choice. Just like the abortion issue. Just because they personally are against abortion, they don't think other people should be allowed to make that choice. The choice is made for them by saying you can't do it. I don't think this is gambling. I think this is them agreeing with the Republican platform, if they even have one, but at least whatever the Republicans are spewing. I've talked to Republicans. I've asked them. I've talked to union members that were Republicans, and I've asked them, I've said, you're a union member, and yet you're a member of a party that wants to destroy unions. How can you justify that? And they've told me it's because Republicans are strong in defense. It's because of marriage. Marriage is between a man and a woman. It's because of guns. Democrats want to take away our guns, and I have a right to guns and guns and guns and guns. It is the old thing, guns, gays, and God. And about religion, and they think that their religion is being infringed on and that they can't practice their religion for some reason, which is bullshit. That's why they vote for Republicans, because of all that horse shit. And it is horse shit. But that's why they vote, because of those issues. DBD 5844 says, did anyone see creepy ass Barron Trump has gone into business with known sex trafficker Andrew Tate? The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Barron gives off I guess people are saying grapey to get around saying, I guess if you say that actual R word, I think what happens with your videos is they don't monetize them or something. So I guess I'll just say apey or grapey. But yeah, he does. I don't know if about. I don't know. I haven't seen him enough, but from what I've seen of Barron, he does look. Uh, he is kind of weird and suspect. He's sus, as the kids would say. He's sus. Santa Dog says, I heard everyone in the White House is super polite. They all walk around saying, pardon me, a lot. But that's a good one, Santa Dog. Karen Ames is addicted to coffee. I don't think I'm addicted to coffee, although every morning I have a coffee. I like to start my day off with a coffee. But I don't think I'm addicted to it. Jolie says, John is addicted to being late for his live stream. I'm not being late. That's not being late. That is that's a planned thing. It's to let the people get in the chat and come in and roam around and mingle. Westwood, Johnny is addicted to food. I'm not addicted to food. I eat food. Then I guess we're all addicted to food then, because we eat food for our sustenance. So I guess we're all addicted to food. Karen Ames, don't you think that there's something wrong with Barron? I haven't seen him enough, or I haven't. I've seen some still photos of him, so I don't know. But just going by that, he does look a little strange. But I don't know. Josh C says one of my cousins is a gay conservative. Yeah. Make that make sense. Aaron West says you're addicted to being a dick, Wes Webb. Wes Webb, I have a porterhouse steak to make from yesterday. Jolie says, so tired of the Reich wing's obsession with other people's bodies and who they love. It's creepy as fuck. Anna Moore says, TJ, Amazon is a parasite and a burden to taxpayers. They have 4 warehouses in our county alone. They don't pay taxes. Their trucks are destroying our streets and roads. Oh, I know. I was a truck driver, and even though I didn't work for Amazon, but I picked up and delivered many a load to Amazon, and it was like a cancer seeing all these Amazon warehouses pop up all over the country. I mean, by the thousands. I mean, even here in Vegas, they must have at least a dozen warehouses. Like they got them in North Las Vegas. They've got them in like up by Henderson. And that's just one city. I mean, every city has an Amazon warehouse. It seems like, and not a, but multiple. And it's like a cancer spreading. You know. DPD 5844 says, when did Gwen Stefani become batshit crazy with her Halo app? It's a prayer abortion app that couch fucker Vance frequents quite often. I never heard of it before, but it does sound like batshit crazy shit. Karen Ames says, my niece is conservative but is married to a Mexican and has 2 girls. She's voting against her own interests. So your niece is voting. Well, she's conservative, so she's voting. Yeah, it's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Now, a lot of these folks are FAFOing. They've learned a hard lesson. There's a lot of folks that Hispanics, let's say, for instance, that voted for Trump in this last election, and they're seeing either they're being deported, or they've got friends or family that have been deported, or they're hearing about all these deportations, all this rate, which is just racial profiling. And some of those people are waking up, but that's a hard way to wake up, right? Is that what it takes to wake someone up? I guess so. I guess it takes being deported to some country you've never been in, or at least not since you were maybe a child or something, um, to wake, maybe have a wake up call that maybe you shouldn't have voted for this fucking asshole. Maybe that was the wrong thing to do. Darkly Yours became driver. Thank you, Darkly Yours. Yippee! Welcome to the club. Thanks for becoming a member. I do appreciate you guys. You guys can become members. We have memberships starting as low as $1.99 a month, and that helps keep the show going and growing. So thank you so much, Darkly Yours. I appreciate you. Karen Ames says, actually, it's my husband's niece. His other niece has millions from inheritance, has 9 kids, 6 adopted, 1 is black, the other 5 Hispanic. She is very religious and followed Charlie Kirk. Trump vote. I wonder what kind of bubble a person like that is in. They must be in some bubble. You know what I mean? A lot of them live in these bubbles. And they don't know all the shit that's going on. Aaron West says, I've spoken to Bruce Hornsby on the phone before. Wow. DPD 5844 says, I believe that Republicans hide in the shadows with their shit, like, for instance, when it comes to being gay, they claim it's a sin, but yet they don't mind tapping their foot in a public restroom or bathroom. There's definitely massive hypocrisy. Massive hypocrisy in the Republican Party, to the point where they will vote for legislation that is definitely anti-gay, anti-equal rights, and yet every time they all get together, the Republicans, the Grindr website crashes. So yeah, massive hypocrisy, and that is the sad thing about it. That tells you everything you need to know about their, I guess, platform or whatever. I mean, or their campaign promises. They can't tell the truth, because if they did, they either wouldn't get any votes from these, anti-gay religious groups. They could run as Democrats and get votes, probably. I don't know, but yeah, there's a double standard there. They can't be their true selves because they wouldn't get elected in the short term. But what about in the long run? What if a bunch of Republicans started just coming out? Maybe eventually the Republican voters would go, I guess maybe it's not so bad after all, or whatever. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, I think something has to be done as far as getting people to be just accepting of other people's lifestyles, how people want to live. Let people live and let live is what I always say. Let people live their fucking lives, and keep your nose out of it. anyhow, it's after 1 and I've done 2 hours, and I should probably, with what I was talking about, getting to work early. I want to go to work today. And try to get early so I can do, so I can get those 15 trips in. And Rita Ward became a driver. Thank you, Rita Ward. Yippee to Rita Ward. We got another member. I do appreciate you. Welcome to driver. That's awesome. Aaron West reminds everyone, check your voter registration. There's the link there, vote.org. Absolutely. Make sure you're registered. So there's no surprises when you go to try to vote. Do that ahead of time and be ready to vote. Rita Ward, we love trucker driving. Well, thank you, Rita Ward. I love all you guys. You guys are awesome. And there is the links Jolie's provided there. For you can buy me a coffee, you can PayPal, and also about the memberships. And liking, subscribing, sharing, all that stuff is good. Hype the show. DPD, you mean like Miss Lindsey Graham, who is pushing 70 and still can't admit his truth? Sandy Fultz, it's 420 in Niagara Falls. 420. Yeah, it's 420. Barbara Nicholas is here. Hey, Barbara, good to see you. Barbara says, anyone see Taco flip the coin at Army-Navy game? I didn't see that. Barbara says it didn't even flip. Big Cook says, hopefully you get lots of good passengers who tip decently. Yeah, I hope so. So should I go live tonight? Do you guys, should I do a live stream from the cab? I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. You know, I don't know about whether you guys actually enjoy it or not. And whether or not, if it's moral, remember morals and ethics. But you know, there are stickers on the vehicle that say that recording, because the cab has its own cameras in there and they can record. So it does warn passengers that they could be recorded. So when I do my live stream, even though I don't have the camera pointed back towards them, I just pointed out the window. You do hear the conversations, but there are stickers on the cab that do notify people that they are subject to being recorded at any time. So I think I'm okay on that regard. Rita Ward says it's up to you. Santa Dog says yes, live stream. Jolie says I love the live streams from the cab. Wes Webb says who cares, of course, because you're a dick. Barbara Nichols says have a great tip night. Thank you, Barbara. DBD, why not? I like it. Okay, so we got some people that like it. Wes Webb doesn't make you money. I don't know. I haven't looked at the analytics. All I know is I got 649 views on the one that I did the other night, and there was one. I think Fancy or somebody did a super chat for a couple bucks. But as far as like getting money for the views, since it's monetized, it probably made 5 cents. I don't know. I'd have to look at the analytics. You know, for something to make money just off of views, I think you have to be in like to make like serious money. I think it has to be like in the hundreds of thousands of views. Like even my biggest video was the Kamala Harris Tim Walz campaign rally here in Las Vegas last summer, right? Not this summer, but the summer before. Well, where are we at? Yeah, the summer before last, before the election. It was in August of 2024, right? So that got almost 300,000 views. Now the thing is, I forgot to monetize that, and then I did monetize it later. I think it did make that. I think it made just a few, like literally a few dollars. And I think I calculated out if I had monetized it from the very beginning and got monetization for the whole 294,000 views, I think I just through my math skills, I think I estimated that it would have made like $12 or $13 or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know, but so for almost 300,000 views, to only make like $12, I don't know. I'm not an expert on how they pay out this shit. Santa Dog says Nevada is one party consent state. Yeah, one party consent. So I know that. Yeah, I know. We've talked about that before. So anyhow, you guys seem to like it. So maybe tonight I'll try to do it a little bit earlier. I know I started at 8 last time, and for you East Coasters, that's starting at at 11. So maybe I'll try to start a little earlier if I do it. Big Hook says, question, does it use up all your data? Well, I have unlimited data, but, and I don't get free Wi-Fi via the cab. I don't. I have unlimited data, but that is expensive to have that. My phone bill is expensive because of my unlimited data. Josh C says, TJ, when you do the cab show, you should keep yourself in the shot so you can say you're recording yourself. Use the side window view. Yeah, and I figured I could just say that that's a security measure. It's in case anyone tries to rob me, that's like a security measure. Rita says, go for it. Mr. Spock says you'd get more tips if you dressed as Elvis. Yeah, I should do that. I could go, where are you headed? You guys gonna get married? Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, if someone give me a tip, I go, oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you very much for that tip. DPD 5844 says someone on YouTube was living in a storage unit and they made so much from the views they were able to acquire enough money for a deposit and first month's rent. Wow. West Webb, 1% of a billion is 10 million. If only I could get 1 billion views, then. We did go over 1 million views on this channel. Thank you very much. Thank you guys very much for watching. We're well over 1 million now. But for most of that, I wasn't monetized, by the way. So if you're doing the math, it's like, oh, he made this kind of money. Or whatever. Love me tender. All right, guys. So I should get going. I should probably start heading over to the bus stop and not go on the couch and get all comfy and then not want to go to work. But I really do want to go to work today because the pay period ends tonight. Like the new pay period week starts tomorrow. So, and I only work 2 days this week. So I want to do today. This will be my 3rd day. So it's important that I go today. And then I think what I'm going to do, since I'm only really doing 3 days a week, I want to just do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 15 trips a day for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I did the math. I've done the math. I would between my whatchamacallit, the percentage of the fares and my tips, I should probably be able to make, a the gross amount about $1,600 a month. That plus, um, I am getting Social Security now. I went ahead and did that, and so that should be plenty to live on. I just gotta do it. I just gotta put those days in. West Web not as cheap as you think. All right, guys. Just want to say thank you. Thank you, guys, for being here. You guys are awesome. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. That would be great. We are at 4,230. Seems like just yesterday we hit 4,000. Let's get to 4,500 by Christmas. That would be a great little Christmas gift if you guys could help by liking, subscribing, sharing the show, hyping on the show. If you see videos, comment, do an 8-word comment, eight word, long comment, all that kind of stuff. That helps the show immensely. Tell everyone you know about it, and then also tell them about special guests that we have. Trucker John said I'm special. Isn't that nice? I'm special. Thanks, Trucker John. Fuck you, Trucker John. I ain't special. Back in my day, if you called someone special, that meant they were taking the short bus to school. So fuck you, Trucker John, and you're special. Calling me special. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're saying. So you can, fuck you and the horse you rode in on, Trucker John. Fuck you. And Merry Christmas. Hey, cool your jets there, Tough Cookie. Okay, I don't think you meant it that way. Come on, man. I just think, he was trying to compliment you, and I hopefully me too. Hopefully I was in on that compliment. I don't think he meant anything bad by it. I think he just meant, there's other people that pop in besides just him. It's not just the Trucker John show. There's this Paul the Purple Beard guy and the Tough Cookie guy. That's all he meant. He didn't mean it like, that you're special in the special kind of way. You know what I mean? I don't think he meant that. Anyhow, guys, I want to say, thank you guys very much for being here. I appreciate you being here. And happy holidays. Happy Christmas, happy holidays, happy everything. Whatever it is. Just hope you guys have a good one and make the best of it. I know we're in tough times, but we just got to persevere, make the best of it. And just remember that family is the best. Family and friends are more important than whether or not you have a bunch of pencils or dolls, 32 dolls. Okay. So remember that family and friends is more important, and you'll have a good holiday. Just hang out. Times are tough. You could just tell everybody, hey, we're not doing gifts. There's no gifts. The only gifts that I want is just to hang out and shoot the shit. I don't know. Watch a football game or Stranger Things or whatever. That's it. We don't need 32 pencils and $32. Although $1 would be nice, but anyhow, I digress. All right, that's it. Tough Cookie, just cool down over there. Cool down. All right, Paul the Purple Beard Guy. He was pretty wise saying there, my old Paul. Paul the Purple Beard Guy. All right, guys, so this is the part where you guys need to, this is the participatory part of the show. You should probably get a pencil and paper, one of your 32 pencils and some paper. Write these down. These are words of wisdom. Everybody loves them. They say they write them down and they refer to them later. Whatever, I don't know. Okay, but are you guys ready? Okay. Today's words of wisdom are as follows. Okay, guys, here we go. So just
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes. Might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes. But if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid. But doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics and pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food, the movies and bugs. Shining a light on all the social issues. No shrugs, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different kind of fight. From my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. So you want to take a trip down Paradise Road, but it ain't that pretty, it ain't paved with gold. Everybody's got the dirty little secrets, everybody's got some things unknown. But if you ain't real careful, baby, it'll cut you down to the bone. Under all those bright lights, you've gotta learn to ignore the glitter. It's all about fight or flight, and you don't wanna do either. So go on down to Paradise Road, it'll make you wish that you were young. But all it'll do is make you feel old and regret trading in your love for lust. It's all just a big charade, it's all just one big game, and it ain't about love, it's all about the thrills. It's about staying in the hunt, it's about going in for the kill. So head on down to Paradise Road, that's where your friends are now. They're the people that nobody knows. So go ahead and make your big show. So live it up on Paradise Road, just don't let anyone know. It'll be your dirty little secret, it'll be your guilty little pleasure. Living a secret that the whole world sees, hiding in plain sight among the scum and the thieves. So damn hard to ever be pleased. Everyone wants to live the good life, everybody wants a piece of paradise. But where would you run? Where would you hide? What would you do to buy a little more time? Grandiose dreams of happily ever after are really just another day's end. And when the sun goes down, you just lay there wondering, can you really do it all again? You're praying for one last shot, you're hoping for one last big win. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along.
Show's over. I'm out of here, folks. Bye.